We have not done an embryo transfer yet this year, this breeding season, but that's about to change. So hopefully after we load up Sophie, we're gonna take her to the vet, we're gonna find a little embryo. So 6 days ago, we bred Sophie to VS code red, and now we are going to flush her. So first, let's get her, put her on the trailer. Come here, sweet girl. Oh, you pretty girl. Even though you're a little muddy, we gotta go see if you got a baby in there. Okay, sweet girl. Now she's gigantic. She takes up the entire horse trailer. Oh, whoops. That's embarrassing.
First time.
First time. First time.
How tall is she?
She's 17 hands.
Ah.
Oh, good girl. Make that easy. Ooh. We are getting a new trailer, by the way. We're getting one that can fit multiple mares and babies that's a foot taller, because her and Sophie, no, she is Sophie, her and Trudy make things a little tight. Got it. You want? Okay. It's like when you let your kids help, you know, it takes twice as long.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
10 million things.
Okay, so it's a short trailer ride. It's only 30 minutes, and then we're gonna go to the reproductive side of the hospital. They have the main hospital, and then they have the spot where they do all the repro, the transfers and the frozen embryos, and they have stallions and stuff like that. So let's head there. She's coming out backwards. She's too big to turn around. You're good. Head down. Good girl. Come here, big girl. Next to another big girl. Okay, so Sophie's in the stocks. Essentially, we've shown y'all embryo transfers before, where we bred her 6 days ago. They are then going to flush fluid through her uterus, through a filter, and then he's gonna go look under the microscope and try to find an embryo. Now, normally what we do is put it right back into a recip mare whose uterus is perfectly prepped, because she would have ovulated in a timely manner with Sophie. But this time, because we want to test her embryo for something that she carries PSSM, and we do not want her foals to have PSSM. So what we're doing is we are sending it to a lab. They are going to test it. It'll be frozen so that they can biopsy it. And then once they figure out if it's all clean and clear, then we can set up Opal, her recip mare, and put it into her. So let's just cross our fingers there's actually an embryo. How many bags of fluid do you think her uterus takes to fill up?
Every bit of this is 2 liters plus, maybe half a liter. We're gonna find out.
So essentially, is that how big her uterus is then? But right now, because that it would fill up with that?
Yeah.
That's interesting to think about. What is that?
This flush media with a buffering agent keeps the embryo from sticking on the sides of the tubing, sticking on the sides of the embryo or the filter. Video of us flushing her with the cyst where it was coming back into the tube. That'd be really cool.
So Sophie did have some cysts. So we attempted to do a flush early in the season, and we did not recover an embryo, but we're thinking, because we had to do it kind of early, that was a timing issue. But we found it was really difficult to get all of the fluid to come back out because she had so many cysts in her, was it in her uterus?
No, because, yeah, it's just inside her cervix.
Inside of her cervix and uterus. And so what we did was, would you call it an ablation?
They lasered the cyst, yeah.
They lasered the cysts off. And so now she's all squeaky clean. Now, that would not have prevented her from just getting pregnant and carrying her own baby, but since we were attempting to flush that embryo out, it made it very difficult. And so now we actually did a successful flush and a successful biopsy on an embryo, but it was a carrier of PSSM. So that is why we were not using it, which is just a blessing in modern medicine. Then you can still get all of these amazing traits from Sophie that we want without the medical risk.
It's unusual to have 2 mares this big in at the same time.
Yeah, she's a big girl too.
She's got a nice ovulation. on that left ovary.
So he's just checking to see where her ovulation was. It was on the left.
And make sure
Looks
she doesn't have
good.
fluid.
Make sure she's not having any fluid in her uterus, like retaining fluid, and she looks good.
Yeah. So if you look, the fluid's gonna come, it's gonna go out of the bag, into her uterus, out of the uterus, into this filter. It's gonna drop in on this gridded plate. And then as the fluid comes up to about right here, it's gonna spill over. And this is the filter, kind of at this angle. And it's gonna filter through down into a bucket. So this will be the wastewater. The filter will keep any debris in the embryo in this well so we can look at it under the microscope. In the bulb of the Foley instead of air.
It's a good shot of guns.
Tobacco not loaded. There we go. Now we're gonna have comments.
YouTube, there's always comments.
I mean,
We just haven't been doing them.
So I'm a little less aggressive on the first bag, and then I'll be more aggressive. I'll go in and blot the uterus and make sure if it's sticking in the fold, it comes out. So I just had to push that tube in just a tick more.
You're getting a history lesson?
So she needs a third bag.
Well, she's only got about one in there. So we're gonna put a little more than one. Because I looked at her horns and they're not filled up. So that embryo could be sitting up a horn without any fluid in it. Are we flowing good?
I didn't.
Because I was excited because I think that was probably the first.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
Like, I know she can.
It's gonna drop down to below the filter line. Take this tube off. Well, I just found it.
Did you really?
It was in the first flush. I missed it the first couple times I looked through it. I don't know where it was hiding. If it was on one of the grid lines or what. So we got a nice one. You wanna look at it?
First hurdle.
That's it, yeah.
Jumped.
There's 3 hurdles. I see. That's just the first hurdle though. I need to compose myself. So we found the embryo, it'll get shipped. They will freeze it, it'll go get biopsied, and let's just cross our fingers that it is healthy, and then we will set up Opal to put it into her. Now we're gonna tag along a little bit of a breeding update onto this video, so we will see you tomorrow. So yesterday we did the embryo flush, not even transfer. It got sent to Texas. They are freezing it and then they're biopsying it, all those things. Today we're checking Willow and Ethel to see where they're at in their cycle. There are last couple of mares that we're hoping to put frozen embryos in. Unless Sophie's is good, then we might put it into Opal. But we're checking them today because we need to track when they ovulate. So when you're putting in a frozen embryo or a fresh embryo, you have to put it into a mare whose uterus is prepped for that embryo. So you want to time the days after they ovulate to put the embryo in. I think you usually do a day or 2 earlier. So like the embryo is 6 days old, you want to put it into her 4 days post-ovulation. So hopefully she's built some nice follicles, has some good edema, and then we can track ovulation. Matt seen it, so it's there. Is that the tomato?
Yeah.
That's the tomato. She's in heat.
And the squeeze.
All right, how big you think? I say a 3, because he could go from top to bottom.
3, 4.
Let's see who's right. Matt said 3-4.
3-8.
3-8.
You almost said 3-8.
You know what? You play with me on the Zoom sometimes, and it messes with me.
Look
It's
at
not
it.
my fault.
It's edge to edge.
So we need to give her
End to end.
Hysterella and like meow, right?
Yeah. Check her on Monday for ovulation.
So we have not bred Ethel at all this year. So there's a couple of our mares that were, on the second try or whatever, Ethel, we kept trying to set her up to do an embryo transfer with Beyonce, and it just never worked for whatever reason. And so this time is our first time trying to set her up to put this embryo in. So we're really crossing our fingers because we're late in the season that it works. Come on, Ethel.
Right side,
All right.
nada.
Some smaller ones on the right side.
Left side.
And her left side, I mean, she looks great to do ICSI. She's got one that's maybe like a 2, maybe.
Nothing measurable. I keep her on the micro, check her on Monday.
Okay. Well, that's all for today. We're going to be doing lots of things next week with the big horses and little horses. We're going to be preg checking like 5 mares next week. We're going to hopefully be putting embryos in these girls next week. We're hopefully going to be getting results back on Sophie's embryo so that we can figure out if we're putting that into Opal. So stay tuned for that. Let me know if you want to know certain things in the next videos about breeding. We can answer some questions and go check out merch. This is old. I accidentally wore old merch today. So this isn't available anymore, but we got good stuff. So I'll see you in the next one.